A quick mic check and make sure that I'm audible. Come on, YouTube. Don't let me down now. Am I audible? Yep, I am. Hello and welcome everyone to the Hybrid Theory Racing League Division de Realistic around Australia. We have a 19 driver grid as of now, and I see a car, an Alfa Romeo, who has crashed on their out lap there. I believe that is Spandan, and for whatever reason we have Lando Norris in the Ferrari. I hope that's just a glitch. I am not sure what is going on over there, but let's just focus on the rest of the drivers for now. We have a couple of people on their out laps, and they are taking it. Oh, okay. Well, I had a very disastrous experience from about 2 weeks ago when the stream failed. Rather, the game failed me at the start of the Italian Grand Prix. But I think the first car is going to start his lap is going to not be You Can Beat Me. It's the car ahead of him, an Alpha. It's an Aston Martin, and of Abhishek, is it? No, I'm not sure who that is. It's an Alpine. Let's see. So who should we be following at this point? Maybe that is not. It's not PSI. What is up with the cars? Because it's showing up as PSI, but I'm being shown a Red Bull. So, all right. So PSI is the first car in the Alpine. There he has ended sector 1 with a lap time of 27.5. As you can see from the telemetry, that he is using battery and he is on his proper quali run. He is going to be the first of the drivers to set his lap time, and well, the Alpine looks pretty good. The recent update to the game has changed the colors of the Alpine a bit, although I must say I'm not a stickler for like picking up small details like this, so I can't really make out much of a difference. Maybe the color, the hue of the blue is a bit different, but anyway, through the coming up to this reprofiled turn, I'm not sure about. I haven't revised my turn corner names and numbers for this track, and yeah, PSI about to finish his lap, and he is coming across. Oh, he's invalidated. My apologies there. I'm just trying to share the stream, the broadcast here. So I am alone today. Forgive me if I make a few mistakes while doing so. But all right, Abdul Samad in the Mercedes there has set a lap time good enough for provisional pole, and the Red Bull of Manan goes P3, dumped down to P3 as his teammate Jishnu in the other Red Bull sets a lap time of 118.5. That is currently the fastest time we have as of now, although the likes of, well, this guy, although it's a realistic performance, this man does not, I don't think he understands that. In a Williams, we have seen him attain amazing, drive amazingly and well, just be well out of the league, and there you go, he's on the hards. So the only driver on the hards we fix. Let's see, PSI is invalidated once again, so I don't expect him to be going off for another lap. I believe Shrikant just crossed the line. Did he? No, he's not. Somebody, I think Harshi just crossed the line. So a couple of drivers coming up on to finish their laps. Alright, we fix P7 on the hards. I think he's just doing race runs there. You can see he's not using any battery, and he is just, well, playing it safe, I guess. Abhishek's in the Aston Martin. He and his teammate, well, they are 8th and 9th at the moment, but obviously when they set their time, it's not going to be that way. The two Red Bulls are going to box, I believe. Yeah, they are. So there's a Ferrari coming around the final turn. That is George Mack. He's about to start his lap. This is his THTRL debut. So, yeah, he's giving his teammate Lando Norris, who is actually get noted 24/7. 247, however you may want to pronounce it. The two are giving each other, well, they have a handy bit of teamwork there, and well, he's going a bit deep here, get noted, and I don't think he's maybe got his setup hooked up quite well. Smith just went P7. His teammate Abhishek's coming up to the line. He's invalidated. I think he had a moment. He spun or something, because 1:35 is not a competitive lap time at all. Shadow Sword in the AlphaTauri. AlphaTauri is a bit of a midfield. Okay, we have a yellow flag for Abhishek, who has had a major moment, but he thankfully I think has his front wing completely intact. So nonetheless, Shadow Sword coming up to the end of Sector 1 in the AlphaTauri. Okay, is it purple? Is it the game telling us that it's purple? Because certainly Shadow has what it takes, but I don't think the game has what it takes to give us accurate timings. Yeah, so apart from that, we have Vivix on a lap. Another yellow flag for a Ferrari, is it? Let's see. The two... Okay, George Matt has had a moment, but his teammate here... Okay, both have invalidated, and neither of them have too much battery at the moment, so... Yeah, let's see what they managed to do. Are they doing race runs? Are they doing some... Okay, a bit of a moment there and a major moment there for Get Noted, who has spun his car around 270 degrees and he has reset onto track. All right. Well, that was caught pretty clearly on the stream. TBK, Tanishq B. Kiran in the McLaren. Somebody's just had a lap time. I believe that would be Shadow. Yes, going P5. So the top few are a bit... It's a mixed order right now. We have Red Bull, Mercedes, Haas. Okay, TBK going wide there. Another yellow flag for a Haas. I'm not sure. Is that Hershey? Possibly. And Get Noted has retired somewhere on track. Who am I supposed to follow? Yeah, TBK. So let's see. And AlphaTauri will be coming up to that point. So what happened to Get Noted here? He just had a moment and he has retired from the session. So TBK in the McLaren, he has set a purple sector 2. I hope it is actually purple sector 2, because we know TBK, he is one, he's a pretty competitive driver, and well, he can really deliver when required. Further back, George Matt has once again invalidated, but he chooses to carry on. And did he hit the wall there, or was it just lag? For his sake, I hope it was just lag. TBK in the McLaren, the penultimate corner, and rounding up the final corner. It has been a decent lap for him. He could be looking to sniff around the top 4, top 5, and he decides to plunk himself up into P4. Alright, good effort by him. Hershey about to start his lap in the Haas. Well, great effort by him to put a Haas up into P3 with the likes of the McLarens and the Red Bulls around him. Manan improving. He needs to do a bit of work. However, he's 1.3 down on his teammate Jishnu. So he has to do a bit of, well, being fast to get close to his teammate. But yeah, PSI, okay, speaking of whom, he had a bit of a torrid first few laps on his, well, first set of tires, and he goes P2. Alright, so certainly we have a couple of drivers waiting in the wings. We haven't seen the best from everyone yet. Somebody on a lap, I believe Manan, okay, he's invalidated, and he is going to move out of the way for the Alfa Romeo of Shrikant, I believe that is. Yup. So Shrikant, okay, both are gonna box. Alright, so we have You Can Beat Me on a lap. No. As has been tradition for him, You Can Beat Me doing race runs as opposed to doing quali runs, and that's why we see him down in P10. Although Smith, I believe, is about to start his flyer. Yes, he is. So maybe we'll be on board with him. Although I don't know my corner names, I should just be able to take it through with the... So there's a Haas out of the pit lane, but Smith anyways into turn 1. Nice and controlled. Although he's in the Aston Martin, it's not going to give him a lot of performance there. So the Aston Martin of Smith coming up to turn 3, I believe this is. And I think he ran a bit deep into that corner. But nonetheless, he still has not invalidated, not spun, not done any mistakes. And he is coming up to the end of Sector 1, and he is up by 3.5, almost 4 tenths. So good first sector by Smith there. The Aston Martin, well, under the sun, it looks pretty nice. And, well, yeah, through this sweeping left-right-hander section, it's reprofiled for this year as well, this entire section. And Smith up by 5 tenths, half a second, and apparently purple as well. So good drive by Smith, if the purple is actually real as we expect it to be. Red Bull is driving slowly, I believe that is Jishnu. But Smith, however, coming up around, rounding up the final few corners. This is very tricky. You need to get your setup, well, pretty much nailed down perfectly if you want to have a good lap overall. You cannot compromise your straight line speed just to have a good run in the final few corners. But nonetheless, Smith gonna come across the line and he improves up into P7. Improves by almost 9 tenths. So that's a great lap by him. But then again, the Aston really withholding him and not letting him showcase his full potential. Hershey has had a moment, or I'm not sure what's happened to him, because I think this is his second out lap. We have somebody who's just at a lap time. I can't really follow it because, well, I'm one person. I can't really do much. I believe it was Abhishek's who's just at a lap. And GRL Mosquito in the Alpine goes P3. Great effort by him to, well, plonk his car up into P3. And there you go. And Jishnu has retired. Why has Jishnu retired? Oh, he has had a bit of a weird crash there. And, oh, well, despair for Mosquito. But, well, that opens up the opportunities for the likes of PSI and Mosquito to really push and get on with it. Both the Alpines P2 and P3, great effort by them. I mean, you usually expect to see the Ferraris and even the Mercs there, but yep, realistic performance Alpine, not a barrier for them. GRL Mosquito and PSI. PSI, I believe, is on his outlap. Yup, PSI is on his outlap. Manan in the Red Bull. He is on a hot lap. Alright, oh, has a bit of a moment there. Bit of rear sliding, and he's down by 10th and a half. So, Manan, not sure what he can do from here. Abhishek and Smith both in the pits. Shadow is coming up to start his lap. Alright, so, sorry. Yep. And we have a message from Get Noted, who I believe is the Lando Norris Ferrari here. He says that he's going to try last to first, so I wish him the best of luck for his endeavors there. In that case, we have PSI coming up to finish his lap. It's been a decent... No, he's about to start his lap. Thank you, game. Yep. So when drivers are about to start their lap, the out lap indicator goes away from beside their name. But nonetheless, PSI with DRS open down the second DRS zone, approaching turn 3, 4. I hope this is the right turn, and he has had a crash. I believe he lost his rear end there. So that's PSI's lap ruined. I think if he, well, dashes back to the pits fast enough, he'll just be able to make it back in time. And You Can Beat Me has a major crash just as I switch to him. Alright, 8 lap old softs. I don't think they're holding up pretty well for him. But alright, somebody who is on the lap is Shadow Sword, and also TBK, Tanish P. Kiran. Shadow up by 2.5, almost 2.5 tenths. And speaking of TBK, he's invalidated. Alright, so I believe he's going to start his lap soon. But yep, Shadow rounding up the final few corners, and well, let's see, he has improved by a bit in the second sector. Can he keep it up in the final sector? As he rounds up the penultimate corner and final corner, he has a bit of a moment there. That's certainly not going to help him in his pursuit of, well, improving, and I don't think he's going to improve by much, if at all. He would have certainly improved by more. But good effort by Shadow there. He had a decent lap hooked up until the penultimate corner there. So, well, P7, not a bad position to start. Australia, tricky track, but Ferrari, George Matt has lost his front wing on his out lap. Or was it his hot lap? I think it's his hot lap. So George Matt, I don't think is going to take any further part in qualifying. 3 minutes left, unless he can get it back to the pits in time, get the front wing repaired, and then come back out on track, and then manage to set a lap time. It's going to be a bit of touch and go, but, well, never say never. George Matt, he is one of only 6 drivers who's not set a lap time. Caesar has not come out for a lap. I think that's characteristic of him. I believe last weekend in China... Well, not last weekend, last week in China, he also came out for just the singular lap there. PSI, yes, PSI, hello. Welcome to the stream. We have Hershey down by a 10th, and he is Alpine. There you go, PSI. Said it for you. Yes, Alpine. I believe that's the appropriate way to say it. And... apologies. Let's see. Couple of drivers on their out laps, and Hershey has invalidated. And George Matt has retired, so he has, well, given up. There you go. He's not going to take any further part in the session. But still, it's a pretty decent effort by him. I believe it's his... I don't think people are really used to the realistic performance cars, so you get a bit taken by surprise when you drive them. So many drivers on their out laps. I sincerely hope I'll be able to follow the best moments of the qualifying session which are remaining. We have 1.5 minutes left in this session, and well, a lot of drivers really eager to make something out of it. Manan down in P9, he could certainly improve, and he is on his hot lap, not his out lap. And Manan up by 3/10 in the first sector. The Red Bull looks pretty nice under the sun here at the land down under. And Manan approaching the end of sector 2, this reprofiled section, and he is still up by almost 4/10. He needs to nail this last sector. He could well put himself into the, well, top 5 at least. I predict a top 3. Manan, he's had a bit of a hiatus from league racing over the past few months, I believe, but he is back. He is in the Red Bull, and let's see what he can do as he comes up to the penultimate corner and the final corner. We saw Shadow Sword have a moment here. No moment, so Manan with DRS. Okay, he opened it a bit late, but nonetheless Manan coming across the line, and he goes P3 as I had predicted there. So good effort by Manan. Let's see who else I should be able to follow. Mosquito having a bit of a moment there, but keeping it under control. Vifix also, he's about to finish his lap, so maybe we can follow him. Vifix, it's not a particularly fast lap. I think, yeah, he's just about to start his lap, so he will get to the line in time. He's going to be the last driver who's going to be able to start his lap. The other car of GRL Mosquito is going to be the first one who's going to be finishing his lap, and he finishes in style by spinning, facing the wrong way. And well, AlphaTauri, I believe Shadow had no, he's invalidated anyways. So TBK Tanishq Pikiran, he is a bit further back. I see an Alpine of, no, that's not an Alpine, that's a Alfa Romeo of Shrikant coming across the line, and he plunks his car up into P5. Alfa Romeo, great effort by Shrikant there. And let's switch to TBK. Yep, he's about to come across the line, and in the McLaren he goes P4. So everyone's gunning for that, well, top 5 position, and well, he's done so. Manan down by a couple of tenths. PSI, he's invalidated. Anybody on a lap? Smith and Abhishek's both are on a lap. Abhishek's went a bit deep there into that corner from my limited view of what I got of his lap, but Abhishek's coming across the line. He stays P11. What about Smith? His teammate Smith was invalidated. So I believe that is the end of, no, it's not the end of qualifying, because we still have Vifix who's about to finish his lap. He can really pull something out of the bag here, as he usually tends to do. Vifix coming up to the line in the Williams. P17. I think it could be pole. It's P2. Wow. I mean, great effort by Vifix. We really need to give him a bigger handicap. Maybe he needs to do his quali lap without a front wing. But, well, there you go. Vifix, P2. Fantastic drive by him. And, well, we move on to the main race now. So, interesting to see what the weather would be like. I don't expect it to rain, but yep, nonetheless, let's go through the order now. So Jishnu in the Red Bull taking pole. His initial lap stood, and he has secured pole by a comfortable almost half a second, despite just doing the first lap of his run. Vifix P2 in the Williams. We need to give him a bigger handicap, certainly. PSI in the Alpine, great effort by him. Alpine, as you said there, PSI. He goes P3. Manan P4 in the Red Bull. Good late quali session charge up the field by him. TBK in the McLaren goes P5. GRL Mosquito in the other Alpine is P6. Shrikant P7 after good performance late in the session there. Abdul P8 in the Mercedes. Hershey P9 in the Haas. Shadow is P10 in the AlphaTauri. And further back we have the two Aston Martins, Abhishek and Smith, P11 and 12. You can beat me in the Mercedes P13. Pradeep easy level bought Caesar, George Match, Spandan, and Get Noted did not set a lap time. So we now move on to the main race, and well, pretty excited to see what it's going to be like. I would have asked somebody for their predictions, but I don't assume we have anybody in the chat right now. Do we? Somebody please come give me company. Let's see. Yep, I've just gonna wish everybody the best of luck as well for the main race. It is a dry session, so 19 drivers, 19 cars gonna go around the Albert Park Street circuit. And well, let me just get a picture of Albert Park up here for my own reference. The track was reprofiled for 2022, and well, we have just the two names here, and they're pretty weird names, so I'm not gonna make any effort to try and pronounce them. But we have the we have the formation lap. My apologies there. So let's go through the tire situation. Before the start, who is that? PSI. Control your emotions, PSI. The, well, new Alpine color really not suiting PSI. My apologies there. Wrong button there. So, alright. The top four, Jishnu, Vifix, PSI and Manan on the mediums. TBK, the McLaren on the hards. Bold call by him there. Let's see how well he can progress up the field initially. Then we have a big wall of medium runners from P6 all the way to P14. So that would be Mosquito, Shrikant, Abdul, Hershey, Shadow, Abhishek, Smith, You Can Beat Me and Pradeep, all of whom are on the mediums. The two Ferraris came to blows there, George Matt and Get Noted, I'm not sure, and the other one has had a spin. So, well, yep, an easy level bot in the Haas, taking the gamble. I always love a gamble when I see one. He is on the soft tires, the only one on the soft tires. And Pradeep ahead of him was just on the grass there for a moment. And the final four drivers are all on the mediums. That is Caesar, George Matt, Spandan and Get Noted. So Jishnu up ahead. There's a big gap between Jishnu and Get Noted. They are in different sectors. I can still say that at the moment. And I can no longer say that. So both are in sector 3. And Jishnu is well clear of the pack here. PSI is a bit further back. Only one out of position. And well, Vifix in the Williams. No handicap is really big enough for him. But nonetheless, we still have the main race to go. He may have done very well in quali, but certainly the main race is completely different. We are waiting for all the drivers to line up. And well, we have a spinner of Vifix. PSI about to line up as well. So the field a bit weirdly spaced out. So this is a nice camera angle for the race start. I'm just going to drink a bit of water. I'm not going to get the opportunity to do so later on. Alright, so we have Jishnu who has lined up, and I believe Get Noted is going to be the last car to line up on the grid. So Smith and Pradeep are disqualified while they're lining up one behind the other. So let's see, Get Noted, the last car is almost on the grid. Come on, you can make it. Yep, he has. So we have 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. A bit of a pause. And it's lights out, and we are not going anywhere yet. Away we go, and it's a good start for our pole sitter Jishnu, and Vifix has a bit of a okay, and Alpine had a very poor start there. I believe that is GRL Mosquito, and there's an an Alfa Romeo and a Ferrari who've come to blows, and Haas easy level bot has had a major moment there, but that is an immediate safety car. It's a full safety car. So, well, GRL Mosquito having a horrible start. What's going on here? What the hell is going on here? Crazy bunching up, but I hope nobody gets penalties for that. And well, it's an immediate full safety car. Easy level bot, we couldn't see the extent of his brilliant gamble for the soft tires. Everybody seems to have their front wings intact, but Jishnu, our pole sitter, got a phenomenal start. He retained the lead. Vifix in P2, he followed suit as well. And well, it was pretty bad for GRL Mosquitoes, just stuck in no man's land it looked like. The two Red Bulls P1 and P5 reasonable, and TBK in the on the hards there in the McLaren doing pretty well to hold position. So great effort by him. Let's have a look at the position changes just for the moment. Caesar up 9 places, emulating what his teammate usually tends to do, Vifix. And well, TBK up a place, Manan lost 1 place, Shrikant up a place as well, Caesar is up 9 places, Shadow up a place, Abhishat's up a place as well, Mosquito, the big loser in all this, 5 places down. But let's see the strategy gambles. So I don't expect really anybody to be boxing. Anybody who boxes is really taking a pretty big gamble, because you can't really take tires. I mean, if you're Alex Albon, you can, but it's pretty difficult to take tires to the end here. And those who have damage, I believe Easy Level Bot is gonna box. Yes, he is, and I believe he stayed within the lines there as well. So, yep, George Matt up 4 places, up into P13. Pradeep in the McLaren retaining his position. Smith down 3 places. I think he takes his race starts a bit easy. And I mean, it's sensible, but nonetheless, he is out of harm's way. And speaking of somebody who can put others in, well, almost put Smith in harm there. Hershey down 7 places in the Haas. He almost ran into the back of the Aston Martin there. But yep, Easy Level Bot has gone on to the mediums, I believe. Is it? No, it's another set of softs. Okay, what is Easy Level Bot trying to do? Soft to soft? Maybe, just maybe the game messed his strategy up. But yep, up ahead it's pretty straightforward for the Red Bull of Jishnu and also for Vifix. PSI is really gonna put Vifix under pressure here. I can almost feel it here, because well, as we see the cars filing through this turns 8 and 9, I believe it is. Let me just have a quick look. And no, it's 11 and 12. Well, I was about 3 corners off there, and the cars are they're pretty well behaved. What's happening here to Mosquito? Why was I getting a weird camera angle there? Nonetheless, Easy Level Bot is just about to catch up to the field, and well, I don't want to pass anything here, but judgments or whatever, but yep, the safety car is out for another lap. I'm just going to leave it at that. Make of that what you will. Spectators, stewards, other drivers, make of that what you will. But yep, Easy Level Bot about to... I don't think that he has to drive under Delta, but I believe he's going to box again. No, he is not. So the safety car out for at least 1 more lap. And well, nobody has chosen to box again, apart from Easy Level Bot, who went on to the same compound. So everybody has to make another pit stop in this race as of now. So okay, what is going on here between Abhisheks? He has had a spin, and he very courteous of him to let everybody go. But I mean, then again, down in last place, what can Abhisheks really do from here? Well, never say never, Abhisheks. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. I really think he would want that prediction to come true. But okay, there's a bit of a gap here between the top few. Just saw that on the mini-map there. Jishnu, how well will he be able to manage the restart? Vifix, how long will he be able to hold off the faster cars behind him? He is a very fast driver, but certainly he's not in the fastest car. He will need to do something pretty remarkable to be able to hold on pace, because let's see, I expect the safety car to be in at the end of this lap. Not, yep, it is. All right, so slowing down. Yep. Let's see, I hope nobody runs into the back of one another. The McLaren, the Red Bull, the Alfa Romeo, everybody getting pretty close. But nonetheless, the Aston Martin on the grass there, what are they doing back there? Smith, Pradeep and co. But I think let's just focus on Vifix. Okay. Not sure what's going on here between them, but let's focus on Vifix here. Jishnu, again these two. What's going on with these two? Let's just focus on them for now. And Jishnu has bolted very early. He has got Vifix properly by surprise. This is the first time I've seen Vivix caught by surprise, but I think Jishnu went a bit deep there into that corner. And well, look at the train behind Vivix. Manan went very deep into that corner. He's going to be under threat from Shrikant here. And look at him, Shrikant level pegging with Manan. Shrikant, don't overtake before the finish line. You will not be able to keep the position there. Shrikant, well, opportunistic as he was, Shrikant could not get the move done, but he can still get it done into turn 3. Up ahead, PSI on Vivix. Is anything going to happen here? It is not. They are racing pretty cleanly. And Hershey and Smith there battling. Nothing coming out of it. I believe Hershey made up a place on Smith. Yep, so the Haas and the Astons are pretty much relegated at the back of the grid there. But Jishnu, 1.6 seconds. A phenomenal restart by him there. Nothing stopping him. And well, PSI on the charging behind Vivix. Look at the rate at which the Alpine gains on the Williams. I think that just shows. Oh, he grazed the wall there. I hope he doesn't have damage. TBK for the back. We have a close battle here between Abdul Samad and Caesar. These two obviously in very different cars. Williams and the Mercedes. And for the back, Spandan has left the session. Okay, he's retired anyways, but okay, I think Abdul went a bit deep in that corner. There's a train forming and Shadow making an opportunistic, sending an opportunistic letter of intent there to him, and the Alpine of Mosquito going very deep, and that allows George Matt to get up into P10. So, well, these two are friends, but that was a bit of friendly battling going on there. Shadow on Caesar. Caesar trying to defend these two side by side into turn 1. Shadow with the inside line, and he gets past the Ferrari of George Matt right behind Caesar. He is also going to be looking to make a move around the outside at turn 3. Is he going to be able to make it stick? I don't think Caesar is really going to fight it. There's a yellow flag for Abhishek once again at the same corner which he spun at under the safety car. He is spun once again, and he is now down at the back. Does he have a front wing? Is he alright? I hope he is alright. Yep, I think it's well, there are some very good battles going on. Vivix and PSI, there's a bit of a gap right now, but yep, up ahead, look at Jishnu, 2 seconds clear of the next car. Brilliant by him. Let's see TBK. TBK doing very well on the hards to hold on to the back of PSI there. So great driving by him. And for the back, Abdul on Shrikant. Is he going to send one down the inside? Yes, he is. Is Shrikant going to fight it? It's respectful and well, great racing by both of them. So I'm just trying to see where else are we gonna have some battles. I believe George Matt and Shadow are gonna be battling one another very soon down the main straight. Look at George Matt just thrashing that Ferrari around the corners. He really is owning that car, and he knows how to overtake. There we go. Abdul a bit further back on Shrikant, but can George Matt do anything? DRS is not enabled yet. We have had 6 laps of racing and no DRS. I believe we are going to have DRS on the next lap. A yellow flag once again for Abhishek. What's happening to him? It's uncharacteristic of Abhishek to make so many mistakes. And he has another one right there. And well, pretty torrid start to the race for him. But yep, up ahead, it's very close, and Abdul has retired. What's happened to Abdul here? Oh, the Mercedes really not where it is supposed to be, and Pradeep giving us a very nice view of what happened to Abdul, and that is another full safety car. Abhishek, he could have pitted after a spin there, but alright, at this point in the race, I expect to see a few strategic gambles being made. Jishnu, I'm interested to see if he thinks his mediums are going to hold on, and if the Red Bull's pace difference from the rest of the cars is large enough to keep him ahead if he doesn't make a pit stop. But I think Abhishek with a penalty. Jishnu stays out. Oh, he dummies into the pits pretty late. Vivix stays out. Everybody, I believe, is going to stay out. And Abhishek's really having a bad time. I would like for the stewards to have a look at... Okay, Shadow in the pits as well. Jishnu's pit entry was a bit suspicious there. Just leave it at that. Arshi, a lot of drivers in the pits. Abdul left the session, obviously in rage. And easy level bot stays out. What is his strategy? I'm very interested to find out. Pradeep in the box as well. So Jishnu onto the hards. I believe everybody's going to go onto the hards. No real question there. And no, Pradeep on the softs. Okay, very opportunistic by Pradeep here. while everybody around him, all those who've pitted as well, are on the hards. Pradeep is on the softs. Mighty impressive of him to do that. I think what Easy Level Bot is trying to do is take the softs as long as they can go and then switch on to the medium, so he doesn't have, he forgoes the hard stint entirely. And I mean, then again, he just did the one solitary lap on his earlier set of medium softs, sorry. So he is gonna have another set waiting ready for him. We fix PSI, TBK, Manan, George Matt, Caesar. You Can Beat Me and Easy Level Bot did not pit. All of them will have to make a pit stop at some point in this race. All those behind them, Jishnu, Shrikant, Shadow, Hershey, Smith, Mosquito won't have to pit, and Pradeep and Abhishek as well. Technically, as per the rules, they don't have to pit, but certainly they're on the hards, softs, they will have to pit. Those around them are on the hards, so it's going to be interesting to see how well, say, Jishnu is going to do up against Easy Level Bot. Shadow showing some good pace as well. He could be a contender, possibly for a podium. Let's see split strategies for the what were the top three just a lap ago, and I don't expect anybody to box at this point of the race because you're gonna really be at a massive disadvantage here. George Matt up into P5 from what I believe was up 12 places from P17 all the way to P5. Obviously he's not made a pit stop, but let us not take away from the fact. And Easy Level Bot, double lock up there for Easy Level Bot, but I think he didn't box because his teammate Hershey was going into the pits. And well, let's see what Easy Level Bot does. He changes onto the medium tires, so as I expected, he is trying to forego the hards entirely. And well, Pradeep also boxing for mediums, so I believe he made a mistake there. He probably wanted a box for the mediums but accidentally went onto the softs, or was he just getting his mandatory out of the way? Possibly. It's clever. I mean, yeah, at the back of the field, it really makes no sense to try well, it makes sense to try a strategic gamble here, but nonetheless, Abhishek staying out. I believe the safety car is going to be in this lap because Abhishek is really going for it. Sorry. PSI on Vifix, these two were very close at the previous restart, and I expect them to be close at the main restart as well. TBK, I think he almost had a moment, he kept it under control, so good for him. I think he's just weaving. So George Matt, I'm very interested to see how well he can do it. The Ferrari in real life won the Australian Grand Prix at the hands of Charles Leclerc, and obviously the other Ferrari retired of Carlos Sainz, as is the case here as well. One Ferrari is in the race, the other one is not, and the safety car is going to be in this lap. It is very interesting to see. It is going to be very interesting to see how everyone fares up to one another. PSI on Vifix hoping to get a good restart. He saw what Jishnu did at the previous restart. Is he gonna try to replicate something? Try to replicate it here. The safety car was, well, they are at a bit faster than TBK, and a bit of a suspicious situation going on there. Let's just have a look at that later on. But reset to track there for TBK, and Vifix taking it slow. He is gonna catch PSI by surprise, probably is he, and they take it to the line, and it's very reminiscent of the start that Charles Leclerc had compared to Max Verstappen at the real life race. And look at PSI, and he is gaining. For the back, George Matt on Manan as well. TBK, George Matt very close to Manan, and he gets the Red Bull. Great effort by George Matt. He's up into P3, and further back, Manan under third from Caesar. The Williams diving down the inside of the Red Bull, and he's up into P4. TBK, after his mishap at the restart, he has had another mishap here with Manan, and he is now down in P11. He was P3, he's now down in P11. I think misfortune for TBK. He needs to calm down and really, well, take it calm and compose. The Mercedes of You Can Beat Me, sandwiched between the two Red Bulls here. One has made a pit stop, one hasn't, but nonetheless, Jishnu around the outside of You Can Beat Me, approaching turn 11. Is Manan also going to seat position? I think he is. Is he? No, he is not going to give it up that easy, but You Can Beat Me losing 2 places. So many cars going side by side through this section. The Haas of Hershey, what's happened further back? A yellow flag for an Alpine of Mosquito. He's had a pretty bad moment there. George Matt and Caesar, look at that bunch of gaggle of cars coming into turn 13 there, and well, both Red Bulls in formation. You Can Beat Me and Manan very close there. Shadow runs it in the back of You Can Beat Me. And what is going on here? What is going on here? So many cars so close by, and Harshi just drives into the wall. Well, chaos there, and all of this. Manan has decided to make the pit stop, and well, easy level bot on. Hershey could not make the move, but Hershey just going so deep into turn 1. He just missed his breaking point completely. And welcome Desi Ninja into the chat. We would like to see you. Oh, what's happened here to the... I saw an Alpine or somebody. No, it's... Mosquito has retired in the pit lane. Alright. Manan back out onto the track on hards. And Abhishek has had another spin. So, he needs something to really get his race back into proper. He needs something to revitalize his performance, and Jishnu has a penalty. I do not follow or recall how that happened because there was a lot of chaos going on. Let's see the extent of the penalty which he has, and it is a 3-second penalty, and he tries to make the overtake around the outside of Caesar at turn 13. Caesar fights it, obviously, why won't he? And they come very close, but Jishnu is up ahead. So let's get back to the tire situation. Yellow flag once again. We keep getting stray yellow flags for some reason. I'm not sure why. Let's see Shrikant on Smith. He's had a bit of a quiet start to his race, and DRS is finally enabled after so long. We're obviously not going to have DRS on this lap because the detection point, there's just one detection point, and PSI makes a massive mistake there. He has lost about 5 tenths to Vifix, and he's now falling into the clutches of George Matt in the Ferrari, who has really been showing some phenomenal pace here. Anybody, I believe, okay, there's a decent battle between Easy Level Bot and Smith, but they hold position for now. But Easy Level Bot, look how close he is to the rear of the Aston Martin there. The Haas, is he gonna send one? No, he's not. And look at that understeer. Does he have damage? I don't think he does, because his front wing is completely intact, as you can very clearly see. Abhishek's in the box there. What's happened to TBK, who has retired from the session? Is that going to be another safety car? It is! Alright. So, I expect we are going to have Vifix, PSI, George Matt boxing, and well, TBK facing the wrong way there. Obviously, that's disastrous for him. Abhishek's, it's a lifeline for him. He is finally back into the race. And Jishnu is going to be really cursing his luck. He now has a penalty while his closest competitor Vifix does not. So Vifix, I believe, is going to take the opportunity to box. Yes, he does. PSI is going to box as well. So is George Matt, and so is Jishnu. All right. Caesar and Shadow stays out. I was actually going to expect Jishnu to stay out as well, but I expect sorry. I think Jishnu is going to go onto the mediums from here. That's the only thing he can do. And okay, a lot of chaos in the pit lane. Hershey gets a penalty, and the entire field is boxing apart from Shadow Sword and URL Pradeep and Smith as well, who has stayed out, and Shrikant. So, well, the order is a bit shuffled up. Let me just let everybody come out of the pit lane, and then we will have a look at the position, the grid order. And Abhishek's still in last place. Hershey and Jishnu with penalties, the only ones with penalties as of now. But okay, with everybody out of the pit lane, let's just have a look. Shadow is in the lead on 5-lap old hards. It is going to be a bit of a task for him, but nonetheless, let's see. It's like, I think only one who took a gamble actually was Jishnu. Who went from the mediums to the hards, back onto the mediums now, as you can see on your screens here. The Red Bull behind You Can Beat Me, who is also, no, he's on the hards, and well, the field is bunching up here. We are gonna have the safety car out for at least one more lap, I believe, because look at how 30 seconds between Abhishek and Manan himself has not caught up to the field. And so let's just have a look. Shadow, Shrikant and Smith on 5-lap old hards. Easy Level Bot and Pradeep are on 4-lap old mediums, and the rest, everybody is on fresh hards, save for Jishnu and Hershey, who are on the mediums, fresh mediums, and Manan, who's on 2-lap old hards. Abhishek is on, well, technically fresh hards. He is going to have to do a lap at pace at least, but Shadow, can he hold on? Can he hold on to the lead? Can Srikanth hold off the charge from Smith, Easy Level Bot, and Pradeep? How long till their tires die out? The mediums are resilient, but they will eventually be at the end of their life cycle at some point. And well, we have the likes of Ifix, George Matt, PSI, Caesar as well. Everybody, they may not be in the fastest cars, Vifix and Caesar, but they are still punching well above their weight. So I'm pretty interested to see how the rest of the race pans out. We are just about 2 laps away from half race distance, and this is the third safety car we've had. I believe we can have a total of 5 safety cars, and after that we're gonna have no more safety cars till the end of the session. Abhishek, he's just about 10 seconds behind the next driver, Manan, and well, it's going to be interesting to see how the race pans out for everyone at this point. Pretty interested to see that. We have 5 retirees: GRL Mosquito, TBK, GRL Mosquito, Abdul Samad, Spandan, and Get Noted. So, well, it's a high attrition rate, and every one of them, those retirements, has brought out the safety cars, save for GRL Mosquito, who retired in the pit lane. And I believe the safety car is going to be in this lap. So let's go on board with Srikanth, who is going to be challenging Shadow for the... Okay, bit close there, but nonetheless the safety car is likely to be in this lap. Is it? Yes, it is. So okay, bit close between Shadow and Srikanth there, and that's caused a bit of a bunch up for the back. It's going to cause, as Martin Brundle very famously said, it's going to cause a concertina effect. And Mosquito has left the session, understandably so. So Shadow needs to judge this restart to perfection. He needs to launch at the absolute perfect time, catching Srikanth out by surprise. Srikanth is not going to let the cars by either behind him. So if Shadow nails this, he is really going to be in for a treat. But as I say that, they get very close, Shadow and Srikanth, and Shadow still tentative. He is not giving Srikanth any idea as to when he is going to launch, and Shadow has launched. He has bolted. The further back, there's a bit of a kerfuffle going on, but Srikanth did not get the best reaction, but not as bad as Vifix at the first restart, and Shadow is almost clear by 9/10 as they come across the line. Srikanth not having the best of restarts, but further back, very close between George Matt and Vifix. So let's see what George Matt can do into turn 1. He made a fantastic move a few laps ago. Can he replicate it? He made that on Manan. Can he make it on Vifix? Forced onto the curving there. George Matt very close between him and Vifix, and yeah, George Matt has to stay further back. Okay, did they make contact there, or was that just Vifix losing his rear end there? Look at how close he is to that Sofina rear wing of the Williams. Jishnu and You Can Beat Me having a bit of a tussle here, and Hershey looking interested on the Red Bull. I think he's gonna have to stay back for the moment. What's happened? We have yellow flag for Abhishek once again, but look at George Matt. Jishnu has retired. I think that is going to be another safety car. Is it? No, they're side by side approaching the turn 11 chicane, and George Matt makes the move around the outside. What a phenomenal move by the Ferrari driver. Amazing. We saw Checo Perez make that exact move around the outside of Lewis Hamilton in the real life race, and we have a safety car. This is our 4th safety car. It's not even half race distance. Come on, guys. Wow, this is some real drama, real entertainment, and above all some amazing racing. George Matt is really the star of the show here. He's on the freshest tires, and he is choosing to box. Why does he choose to box? George Matt has chosen to box for the mediums. I mean, the Ferrari does have pace, but maybe he could have chosen a different strategy. Maybe, possibly Abhishek. I don't know what to say about him. He's had a very, very troublesome race, and he is locking up. He is in P12. He's just not having a very good time in general. But anyways, we need to have a look at the field as of now. So top 5 stay pretty much as they were. Vifix has, he's now back into P6. George Matt, I'm very interested to see how well he can handle the next 15 laps on the medium tires. Easy Level Bot and Pradeep are going to be very interesting characters as well. Both are on the slightly worn mediums, 7 laps. I don't necessarily think they can take it to the end, but I mean, you never know. Let's see. So we have Vifix, Caesar, and PSI. All well, they are in that little bunch. They are staying very close to one another. They're not breaking apart from that little pack there. And PSI is getting pretty desperate to get past Vifix. I think we might have a very late safety car in this lap call. Let's see. No, I think it's going to be out for another lap because this is too late. This is really too late to call the safety car in. But you never know. No, we have one more lap of safety car, certainly. So, okay, Easy Level Bot in the pits. So why does he choose to box one lap after the rest of the field does? I don't really get it. Last time it was understandable because his teammate Hershey was in the pits, but this time Hershey is down in P9, P8 now. Everybody's moving up one place, and what is Easy Level Bot going to do? He goes on to fresh medium. So good strategy call by him. So he and George Matt are going on to a very... they're on a very similar strategy here. Well, let's see what they manage to do. I'm just gonna take a moment, a bit of a break to just drink some water. Alright. So 16 laps in, Shadow Sword leads from Shrikant and Smith, all of whom are on the hard tires. Pradeep, the lone wolf here on 8 lap old mediums. Vifix, PSI, Caesar. This little bunch has stayed very close to one another since the start of the race, and they are P5, 6 and 7. Hershey on decent mediums. I'm not sure what to call them, but yep, they are 4 laps old. But some of those laps are behind the safety car, and there's a bit of a gap here between George Matt and the rest of the field. Is coming at a rate of knots compared to Manan, who was really not going too fast. Obviously, it's safety car conditions. You expect not to be driving too fast. Caesar, PSI, and Vifix. Let's see what they can do. But let's see what Shadow and Shrikant do. Once again, they are they get too close to one another. I don't think that's very comforting for either one of them. They could very easily cause some chaos here, but Shadow, he needs to judge his restart better than he did last time. Even better than he did last time. He really caught Shrikant napping, but can he catch Shrikant sleeping this time? As Shadow taking it tentative. When is he gonna launch? He has launched. Okay, and that, look at the rest of the field, how bunched up they are, and Pradeep going very deep there, and Shrikant once again could not do much about it. Smith in the Aston on the hard tires, he can't do much. Shadow weaving to get temperature into his tires. Shrikant emulating the same. Smith not doing that, and I mean understandably so. And look at PSI on Vifix. They got very close into turn 1 and PSI has crashed. That is a major accident. The Alpine is, well, he ceases to exist. Is that going to be another safety car? If it is, that is going to be a 5th safety car of the race. George Matt getting past Manan on fresh mediums. George Matt really showing some great pace here, and Hershey on Caesar. So now the Vifix, PSI, Caesar gang is now down to just Vifix and Caesar, the 2 Williams in formation, and we have a yellow flag for Abhishek. How many times has he had a moment here? There's debris on the track. Is that reason enough to bring out a safety car or a VSC? I hope not. We really need some proper racing here. Caesar on Hershey. I think rather Hershey got Caesar, and well, he's now chasing down Vifix. And further back, George Matt on sending but diving down the inside of the Williams there, and he's right behind the Haas. So George Matt making the most of those medium tires. And well, can he get past Hershey here? Can he? No, he decides to hold back sensibly. So very close, so incredibly close. Look at how well George Matt races with the rest of the field here. I mean, granted, he is in a Ferrari, but still, You really need to have some proper patience. And well, Hershey making a move on Vifix, and George Matt getting a bit out of shape there, I think, with Hershey's return to track. Oh, George Matt almost having his rear end slide out of the way there, and Hershey, is he gonna send on the other side? Okay, George Matt taps the back of Hershey. Oh my, it was going so well, but then again, they were too close. I mean, George Matt into P6. Does he have damage? I mean, oftentimes the game does not really show the damage even when the driver has. And Abhishek's on fresh mediums, only one who has boxed in all of this. And Hershey on Caesar. Look at the wow! That Williams has absolutely nothing going for it in a straight line. That was pretty unfortunate. And Hershey himself has a massive moment. Massive tail end slide there. And up ahead, George Matt on Vifix. He's on a stand on the inside. He made the overtake on Caesar the last lap at this very same corner. And he makes the overtake on Vifix. Wow, I spoke like a, well, I don't know what to call it there. And we tags Vifix there. George Matt really elbows out there. And well, like an auction, the person who does the auctions, the one who bangs the gavel there. But yeah, nonetheless, getting back on track. That was very close. George Matt really elbows out, racing pedal to the metal, pushing it to the limit. I'm not sure whether he has any damage whatsoever. Caesar, okay, and did Vifix have a moment, because he is now well behind Hershey, and George Matt on the McLaren of Pradeep. They're very close. Are they going to be able to do anything here? I don't expect a move to be made here. It's very risky. Maybe he is going to get a good run out of this turn. Yep, as they come into the turn 11-12 chicane. Look at the Ferrari straight line speed. But the McLaren is holding up pretty well. Is George Matt going to attempt to move around the outside like how Checo Perez did on Lewis Hamilton in the real life race? They get very close. He almost gets squeezed into the wall there, but George Matt really holds on to position. But Pradeep gets a bad run out of that chicane, and around the outside, George Matt, this is his favorite place to overtake. 3 laps in a row he's made an overtake. Well, technically this lap it was a few 100 meters before, but still George Matt really loves that corner. Next up on his hit list is going to be Smith Shaw in the Aston Martin, and Vifix on Hershey. Very close between the two of them. Vifix has to hold on. Pradeep is struggling, understandably so. 11 lap old mediums are not really going to be giving him the best of grip at this stage of the race. But further back, look at this train. Look at this amazing little train. And Caesar under attack from Easy Level Bot, who's going to send one down the inside. At turn 1 they get close, but yep, Easy Level Bot holds on. He's, well, relinquishes the chance and the urge to dive down the inside. But is he gonna make a move into turn 3? You can beat me. Coming very close, but not making much out of it. Smith really struggling. Look at him. Look at the Ferrari getting past the Aston Martin. No, I think he has to hold on for a moment, but he tags the back of the Aston there, and Smith, I think wisely, does not fight it too much. He will probably get DRS from George down the third DRS zone at the exit of the turn 11-12 chicane, and Easy Level Bot Vifix. Everybody is battling here, and it's very close. Smith is not going to be able to do much against George Matt, I believe, but Vifix is certainly going to be able to do something on Pradeep. With DRS open, he goes around the outside of the McLaren there into this sharp right-hander, and well, yeah, Pradeep really tumbling down the order. He might really need to consider his strategy calls, because we've seen him really struggle with his strategy. Manan, is he gonna get Pradeep as well? Not on this occasion, but possibly down the main straight he will. George Matt now chasing after Shrikant, so Shadow's lead really under threat here. Manan and Pradeep tussling, and why is Pradeep ghosted? Or why is Manan? No, Manan is not ghosted, so why is Pradeep ghosted? Has he disconnected or something? Well, and he gets a penalty as well for good measure. And Easy Level Bot on Caesar. Caesar really not having the best of runs in the latter part of this race, and they get very close, the Haas and the Williams, and you can beat me runs into the back of Easy Level Bot. Is there damage? I believe has Abhishek spun again. No, that's not Abhishek's. For once it's not Abhishek's. I'm sorry Abhishek for that slander there. But yes, Caesar really struggling, understandably so, in the Williams, but I think the deficit of the Williams is really coming into play here. But George Matt once again. Look at him. Another, his favorite corner to overtake. I'm just gonna pull up my phone screen here, and that is turn 13. Unlucky 13. Well, it's lucky 13 for George Matt. He doesn't make a move here, but he's made too many moves at that corner. I think we can pretty much name that corner the George Matt corner. Vifix staying with Hershey, Manan, Caesar, Pradeep. Wow, unbelievable. And well, how did he do that? George Matt unbelievably made a move at, I believe it was turn 14-15, and now he is gonna set up the Shadow Sword, and Pradeep in the pits, and You Can Beat Me has a crash. I just thought I saw somebody having a moment there. And well, the lone Mercedes left in this race, You Can Beat Me, has had a massive moment. Pradeep onto the soft tires. I believe You Can Beat Me is gonna follow suit as well. Unfortunate for him, but I mean the race carries on. We are still okay, very wide there by Hershey, and in his pursuit of Smith, Hershey really taking up the track and more, and he's Smith struggling through this turn, and he just pulled out of the way there. And is he gonna let Vifix go as well? Why is Smith doing that? I mean, he is on old hards, understandably so, but he can fight it. I mean, it is the latter part of the race. He can. Okay, he's lagging massively on the screen here, as you can see. Easy level bot and Caesar still battling. Very close between all of them, and my apologies. I believe I have been looking at the wrong layout of Albert Park. That is not turn 11-12. I'm pretty sure that is turn 8 and 9. And yep, no, it's 9 and 10. So I was right initially, almost, but I am so sorry for having missed George Matt's overtake on Shadow Sword for the lead of the race. Wow. Yep. So while I was looking at the corners there, I missed George Matt. He has a penalty as well. So well, I'm not a very rapid commentator there. You Can Beat Me in the pits. I believe it's gonna be the soft ass for him. No questions asked there. Abhishek's at the back there, and well, George Matt really doing amazingly to get past Shadow here and up into the lead of the race. He has a penalty, but the pace he has, it's going to be pretty difficult to get back past him. TPK has left the session there, and You Can Beat Me comes back out onto the track just ahead of Abhishek. Yes, he does. It's going to be cold tires for You Can Beat Me. And what can Abhishek do? It's a yellow flag for Srikanth, who has had a massive moment. And is that Abhishek has retired? Oh, Abhishek's retired. Is that going to be a safety car? It's a very late safety car. Alright, that throws everything out of the window here. Everybody is racing neutralized, and George Matt is going to box. So is Shadow, I believe. No point for him to stay out. Yep, he decides to box as well. Hershey as well. Everybody is going to box, I believe. Novifix stays out. You Can Beat Me gets a drive-through penalty. Smith stays out as well, as does Manan. And who is the last car? It's very confusing when the order goes like this, but easy level bot. Alright. So everybody behind them is going to be on fresh soft tires. What can they do? Srikanth, Pradeep, and You Can Beat Me, both of them have penalties. So their races are pretty much done for. They can't really do much from here because they have to. I mean, well, they can technically not serve the drive-through if the safety car goes on for long enough. But bold from Vifix, Smith, Manan, easy level bot to stay out on old tires. Easy level bot still on 8 lap old mediums, while Manan, Smith, and Vifix are on varying levels of worn hards. Vifix on 12 lap old hards, Smith on 17 lap old hards, and Manan on 14 lap old hards. The Soul, no, that's not the Soul Williams. They have the Soul Aston Martin, the Soul Red Bull, and well, not the Soul Haas again. The sky is a bit gloomy. Are we gonna have a bit of rain to spice things up? These two, You Can Beat Me and Pradeep, have a drive through to contend with. Let's have a look at the penalty situation. So Vifix has 3 seconds of penalties. George Matt also has 3 seconds of penalties. Hershey has 6 seconds of penalties. Srikanth has 3 seconds, and You Can Beat Me and Pradeep both have a drive through. So pretty unfortunate for them, but I mean, yeah. I have personally got too many drive-throughs for speeding under the safety car. And I've done it in this league as well, I believe, in the very first race at Portimao for the Numero Uno division. Anyways, let's see. Vifix, Smith, Manan, easy level bot. There are the 4 soldiers here. They have an entire infantry behind them, which they will really have to fend off. They all need to work in tandem and work together. Can they do it? Can they really manage to hold on? What are these two going to do? You can beat me in the pits. Is he going to retire? I believe it's a honor retirement, or what's he going to do? You can beat me. Okay, the Mercedes boys really ran out into the pit lane there on fresh soft tires. So with a drive through to contend with, I'm not sure how well he'll be able to do anything there. But as we come across the line on this lap, I believe we're gonna have the safety car in this lap. No questions asked. The sky is getting gloomy. There are drivers with varying strategies. All 3 compounds are on the track. 1 medium runner, 3 hard runners, and that would be 7 soft runners. Yep, my counting is right, and well, I can be very proud of that. Manan, easy level bot are really going to be the first ones to get attacked by the wall of soft runners here. It's a great wall of soft runners. George, Matt, Shadow, Caesar, Hershey, Shrikant, Pradeep, and you can beat me. The stewards are really going to have a field day here. 1 more lap for the safety car. You can beat me is a bit too far back. Yeah, I think so. So let's just have a look at... I don't know what else we can do. We've been seeing this exact scene for about 2 laps now. So... Safety... Oh, safety cars in this lap. This is a very late call. Vifix really, I don't think I'd prepared for it. Smith charging up behind Vifix. How is the restart gonna go for them? We have seen drivers get a good restart, we've seen drivers get a bad restart, and Vifix is taking it tentative. Smith needs to get a good restart here. Look at George Matt, absolutely right in the rear end. He's in the gearbox of easy level, but he's pulling side by side. Look at this bunch up of cars. This is very confusing. Somebody in the pit lane there, and Vifix has bolted, and Smith really caught by surprise here. Look at this, 4 cars, 4 wide into turn 1. What's gonna happen? This is really not what you want to be seeing. Red Bull, Haas, Williams, and Smith has crashed out of the race so late. And look at George Matt, look at the cars behind him, look at the cars ahead of him. I'm gonna go on cinematic. Look at this fantastic gaggle of cars around the outside. George Matt on Manan. Is he gonna be able to make the move? No, Manan makes the move around the outside of his level, but there's so many cars, and wow, what happened there between Hershey and George Matt? There was some real chaos there. And well, oh wow, Shadow on the fresh softs is challenging Vifix for the lead of this race. I really should not be losing my focus here, because Shadow is back in contention after being attacked by George Matt. And what's happened in Sector 2, we have Easy Level who's had a moment, and Shadow Sword is into the lead of the race. Shadow Sword in the AlphaTauri is back in the lead of the race. Hershey and well, Manan, wow, Hershey on fresh softs. Really, Manan has nothing to contend with. George Matt had a massive moment with, I think it was Hershey, not very sure, but the stream caught that. Easy level bot on Caesar. Easy level bot has a spin. Oh my. Smith had a very late retirement as well. George Matt on Manan. George Matt has a moment with Manan. He's crashed. He's been spun around, and he resets to track once again. Wow, somebody tell him that you can't reset to track in this league. Pradeep in the pit lane. Why? Why is Pradeep pitting? But in all of this, it's really shuffled up the order here. Manan had a late moment there with George Matt, and well, these two are still pretty close to one another on track. Up ahead, Vifix coming under threat from Hershey and Shrikant, both of whom are, well, what's happening here? You Can Beat Me and Caesar, both are in the pits. Caesar having to box You Can Beat Me finishing, getting his penalty over with an easy level bot on 11 lap old. No, I think he didn't box easy level bot, yeah. So Shadow is clear. Vifix is not. Vifix under threat from Hershey. Hershey really, really. Look at the rate at which the Williams loses. Look at the rate at which the Haas is gaining. Around the outside at turn 9, the Haas is getting. He is gonna get past the Williams there. And well, Vifix really tumbling down the order. Maybe it was not the right call. So many drivers with penalties. Varying degrees of penalties. Shadow has no penalties. He really should be focusing on keeping it clean. What's happened to his level bot, and he has had a spin. So, well, a lot of chaos going on. And okay, Hershey going very deep into that corner. It's not all over for. Okay, George Matt and Manan very close once again. These two came to blows last time out. Last lap, and DRS enabled. Hershey with the fastest lap. Wow, too much to follow. Vifix still behind Hershey, and well, George Matt chasing down Shrikant now, and oh, he has a moment there. Is Manan going to be able to do anything? No, I don't think he is. Vifix chasing after Hershey, but I think he's going to fall back, and Hershey with another penalty. Is that going to dump him down the order? He has 9 seconds of penalties. Everybody else has 3 seconds, so I mean, everybody's going to retain position. Hershey is going to fall back by how much would it be at the moment? And he's gonna go down to P6 from P2 to P6. He really needs to get a move on Hershey. He needs to push. And well, Shadow up ahead, comfortably in the lead, nothing stopping him. Further back, George Matt on Shrikant, very close between the two of them, the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari, and both Ferrari powered cars. What is up with George Matt making incredibly outrageous overtakes around here today? He is past Shrikant and he's up into P4. He has a penalty. I don't think the win is out of touch for him, but he could still get P3. Let's have a look. Too many resets to track for him though, and Manan on Shrikant. I think George might have a moment, but Shadow Sword, our race leader, starts his final lap of the race. And what has been an amazing Australian Grand Prix. As you can see right there, we have 9 retirees and only 10 finishers left. And Caesar and Easy Level Bot come to blows! Wow! Oh! What happened there? Oh my word! We have just 9 runners left in the race now, and Manan and Shrikant getting very close. Manan running into the back of Shrikant there. And well, Caesar having a very late retirement. He was running in the points. You can beat me with another penalty there. And this is the closest battle on track. Manan and Shrikant, the Red Bull versus the Alfa Romeo. I don't think it's a very one-sided competition there, but Manan is on hards, Shrikant is on softs. It's going to be pretty straightforward for the Red Bull, provided he was on softs, which he is not. So let's see. Up ahead, it's pretty straightforward. George Matt is too far back. Hershey is going to lose places because of 9 seconds of penalties. Vifix has fallen back, but across all of this, Manan still on Shrikant. Can he get the move done? No, he cannot. We will get back to this in a moment. Shrikant missing an end plate. Let's just focus on Shadow Sword, who against the odds, he has managed to do everything he could, and he is gonna win the Australian Grand Prix. Hershey finishing P2, but he's gonna fall down the order. Vifix is promoted up into P2, George Matt into P3, Shrikant and Manan. No, I think Manan had a bit of a moment there. Shrikant could still get P4. No, he does not. And you can beat me. Pradeep and Easy Level Bot are going to be our final finishers of this race. Pradeep P7. He could have chosen a strategy a bit better. You can beat me. Late penalty and that late crash, not really helping out his cause. And Easy Level Bot, after that late contact with Caesar, is going to come across the line in P9 in the Haas, but I mean, he would have certainly wanted a better race. Let's just switch over to Shadow Sword, our race winner. Amazing drive by him. Just wow. Incredible. And George Matt getting driver of the day as per the game there. Great drive by him, despite the fact that he's going to get a couple of penalties for resetting to track. Great drive by him. I'm just going to invite our top 3 into the party for the podium interviews. And we just have a look at the podium here. Shadow Sword, great drive by him. Vifix, another fantastic drive by him. But George Matt is really pulled out something amazing today. Amazing racing all round. A lot of chaos, but it ends with Shadow Sword in the AlphaTauri going from P10 to the race win. Vifix from he stays P2, but he has had a very eventful race. George Matt P17 to P3, a very eventful race for him. Harshi finishes P4, Shrikant in P5, Manan P6, Pradeep P7 in the McLaren. You can beat me P8 and easy level, but the last of the finishers is P9. Caesar, very late retirement for him. P10, he ran into the back of easy level, but I'm sure they will have some words there. Smith, Abhishek, PSI, Jishnu, TBK, Tanishq P. Kiran. GRL Mosquito, Abdul Samad, Spandan the Gamer get noted 24/7 RR DNFs, RR retirees. Wow! What a race we've had. And it's not over yet. I am going to invite our top 3 into the party here. What a fantastic drive by Shadow and Vifix. And just going to have a look at George Matt's gamer tag here. And as I invite him, alright, I have invited everybody into the party. And lest I forget to mention, George Matt has the fastest lap of the race. 5 tenths clear of the next driver, who is Shadow, I believe. Yep, so let me just have a quick look at this for our stewards perusal. Wherever you may want to stop, you can stop. And yep, we have Vifix and Shadow with us. We're just waiting on the Ferrari of George Matt. But wow, what a race we've had. Fantastic. And as we have Shadow and Vifix, are you both audible and is your audio sharing on?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Lovely. So firstly, Vifix, I hope you're here. Yo, indeed. So for both of you, massive congratulations on your race. Just gonna switch over to. I don't think we're gonna have George Matt, the Ferrari, join us for the podium interview. So Vifix, I would like to start with you. Great race by you. The Williams was really atrocious on the run up to turn 9-10 chicane. We could see that lap after lap, but you did eventually manage to hold on. Your gamble, I don't think, really paid off in the end there. The hards, you dropped from P1 to P3. And just walk us through your race and the final few laps in general.
I mean, the thing is, I think my penalty will get removed anyway because the last warning, I was literally not in control of my car. I almost spun out, and for some reason, this game, $1 billion company's game, has its own certain tracks where it doesn't matter what speed you cut a corner at, or how you did it. Because my car was literally sideways when I cut it. It will just cut the corner. It will just regard it as a corner cut. So yeah, that was something. So yeah, I mean the plan was to just be as far up as possible. I don't have the luxury that these guys have of being able to actually overtake people when I come back out on fresh tires later on. Because I it will take me an extra lap to just get to the level of pace that they're at. Um, so the only thing I can do in the Williams is just hold position, unless it doesn't make any sense. In this case, I knew that a lot of people wouldn't pit because they take the chances. So I think there was a wall of like 3 or 4 cars, and then I think the Ferrari pretty much bowling bowled them at turn one itself, and then after turn one, I almost got bowling bowled by the Ferrari. I'm pretty sure Shadow also almost got bowling bowled by the Ferrari. So yeah, just keeping it clean. I mean, it sucks. I was this close to that first victory in a Williams, which is really that's my life mission right now, is to try and win the race in this absolute boat. And we were what I think 4.5 or something seconds away. And I think if Shadow didn't get that, I think I was hoping it was anyone but Shadow. Who would get that run on with the soft touch because he was the only one who didn't have any penalties, or I don't think he's even been involved in any incidents, so I can report him later. So, yeah, I was just praying. yeah, so it didn't work out. We're one step away, but I think I can't complain. It's P2 in Australia, and we all know what happens in Australia. So yeah, I'll take it.
Yep. Great, amazing drive by you, and just congrats once again. Brilliant driving. So, Shadow, moving on to you, our race winner. You kept your nose clean,
Yo.
you didn't get any penalties, you chose the right strategy, and you did win the race in the end. Just walk us through your race, and also, this is pretty embarrassing for me to say, but I missed when George Matt overtook you. That was for the lead of the race, but still,
Oh, it
just walk
wasn't
us through.
anything special. He was way quicker than me. The AlphaTauri
Yeah.
is quite a boat. But honestly, oh man, fuck, what a race, man. That was great. But the whole race only really had two overtaking opportunities for me, or two overtaking moments. One was just a small battle in the midfield, and the last one was luckily that clutch move on the on the safety car restart, like at the last safety car. So those two things really were the only exciting moments in my race. Other than that, it was pretty much a strategy. Pretty much went on to the hards early, trying to undercut everyone in front. That worked. I got the lead, and then I pit for the softs in the end, and that turned out to be the right decision. But yeah, it was crazy because on that last safety car restart, I don't know, the leader was going super slow, and man, I don't know, I just went, man. I just went. I think I overtook like 4 cars there, or maybe 4 or 5 cars there, or whatever. And yeah, the softs were a dream. So, good race. 2 wins in a row. I'm happy with it.
And well, you kept it clean above all else. Everybody, I think everybody apart from the final few had a penalty. So, well, it was pretty faultless from you. Great, amazing drive, and just massive congrats to you.
Ah, thanks, man. Chips, thanks. I'm excited to
Yep.
watch the stream later.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
It's pretty enjoyable. We have 10 retirees in total.
Oh, oh, really?
Crazy
I didn't
chaos. I
even
mean,
know
I was
that.
you
actually
were in the
expecting
race.
more, considering
Yeah.
I think we've all been in enough Australia races by now. I was actually expecting more. To in all
Yeah, I just want to
honesty,
say, dude,
kind of.
I should underfuel this race. But man, realistic performance is amazing fun, man.
Yeah,
This
I
was
think
great.
Shadow and I, you could supply a third world country with like the oil that we have left, the fuel that we have left in
Yes.
the car right now. I think I was up to near 7 laps by the end, and Shadow's on like
Wow.
6.5 or something crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Wild. But yeah, good stuff,
So,
man. Hey,
thank
GG
you.
Fix.
Yep.
Sorry for taking
yeah,
your first
same
win on that
in the
Williams.
Williams.
I think
You
I,
will
I
get
think
it,
I'm gonna do my
Vifix.
best. I think while I'm around here, I'm gonna do my best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
Yep, Vifix, we
Okay,
know
but
what you are like, but and you will certainly get your moment as well. So don't fret. There are still a lot of races to
No,
go.
you should fret. You should fret, Vifix. Fret deeply, man.
Yep. That's the
Fredo.
competitor inside of you speaking. But nonetheless, just
Yeah,
gonna end the
yeah.
stream here. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all our drivers, the very few people who came to chat in the well on YouTube. And anyways, thank you. Take care, and we see you on Thursday. Bye bye.
Bye.